Hi everyone, welcome to Border Tanks with stewiejp. I'm Stewie and this is the T-10, the Tier 9 Russian heavy tank. I'll be honest, I always get confused when something called the T-10 is not Tier 10, it's a Tier 9. But anyway, this is the T-10 which replaced the IS-8 not so long ago. And it's been driven today by JetW 1999 from What University, Southeast Asia clan. And this is a double shot of T10 action. It's two games, the first one's featuring JetW 1999 from What University, Southeast Asian clan, as I mentioned, and Jet is playing on Prokhorovka. XVM's not giving him the best chance to win, however, that's not going to deter him. And I'm always a little bit unsure where to go on Prokhorovka in a heavy tank, especially a big slow one like the T10. It's not that slow, is it? Have a look at, he's already got one mark of excellence on this tank, and he obviously likes playing it, and he's slowly getting closer and closer to the Tier 10 IS-7. Look at the makeup of both teams. There are a lot of heavy tanks on both sides, and of course Jet's going to be wary of the Mouse and the T-57, the two Tier 10 heavy tanks on the enemy side. But he's got plenty of backup as he takes the middle of Prokhorovka, looking for a shot on the Skoda. He needs to fire though. Picks up 477 hit points of damage. Took a little while to take that shot, but the Skoda was doing the right thing and moving backwards and forwards. And the enemy T10's been tracked. So Jet puts in another shot for another 376. And that's what I like about heavy tanks. They do a good chunk of damage each time. Keeps his gun loaded in the same position, or aimed in the same position, hoping for another shot. Either the Skoda or the enemy T10. Pretty safe bet to say that the Skoda's gotten out of there pretty quickly, but anyway, here he is. He's in the middle of Prokhorovka. Now the T10's got a decent 122mm gun, which does up to 440 or 440 average damage, penetration of 258, where the premium ammunition does 440 damage with a penetration of 340 with the heat rounds. Just waiting for things to get started in the middle of Prokhorovka, which is often the case. There's a good amount of tanks down at the back. Two of those tanks camping the two line are Tier 8 tanks, and they're understandably a little bit nervous, the T-32 and the T-28 prototype. There's also the T-54E1. 1375, which is the tank that's probably been lighting everyone from the bush at E1. Looks like that shot went a little bit wide, but the E75 does the right thing and takes the light tank out of the game, which means that these tanks here can confidently start moving a little bit forward should they feel so inclined. He's looking for a shot on the WZ, which looks like he might be a one shot now, but no. Those tanks on the hill are presenting their sides again. So JetW puts a good shot into the IS-3, and now he's just waiting for the reload. Now the reload isn't too bad on the T-10. And there's the side of the Mouse, and you'll take that shot all day for another 437 hit points of damage into the big T-10 German heavy tank. Can he get another shot? Gun's nearly ready, so he aims again. Fires again, chipping away. That's nearly 1,000 hit points of damage he's taken off that Mouse. And of course it takes a lot to get rid of a Mouse. It's got 3,000 hit points of damage in that solid armour. It seems to be made of concrete sometimes. Campers at J2 still kicking back, waiting for their opportunity to move forward. It looks like Jet's side have pretty much won the battle on the hill, and from where Jet is, well, he's a Tier 9 tank, but there are quite a few Tier 10 tanks on the enemy side. He's just supporting that push from afar and not risking his health. He's already picked up 2,145 hit points of damage, and waiting for the next opportunity to pick up a little bit more damage. Those tanks that were on the hill just been lit again. The Mouse again, he's doing the right thing and focusing on the Mouse rather than go for the possibly easier shot onto the T-57, but the artillery takes an absolute beautiful shot and pretty much one-shots that American Tier 10 autoloader. Shoots and misses the IS-3. The IS-3 is going backwards and forwards, and which you could see how hard it was for Jet to aim. That's because aim time on any Russian tank, or most Russian tanks, sometimes can be a little bit lacking. Probably the only downside on a lot of heavy Russian tanks. They've all got good armour, good hit points and good juicy guns, but sometimes the aim time is something, especially when you're shooting at a distance. Sometimes the aim time is a little bit, it could be better. Of course that can be assisted by some equipment or some food. But unfortunately on the replay system we can't see what kind of equipment Jet's running on his tank. But one thing he is doing a bit of damage. Only 2 tanks have been killed on Jet's side, the Skoda T50 at tier 9 and the T69 at tier 8. But Jet's side have comprehensively won that eastern hill, and now Jet's doing the right thing. He can move over here because he knows he's not going to get shot at from this 0 line, and hopefully he's going to keep these tanks lit here. The T-10 is a one shot. He's resisting the temptation to YOLO forward, just being content that he's keeping the win for his team. But of course now the mouse turns his attention back to Jet. You would have thought that these guys would have done something to the mouse, and obviously that IS-3's up there as well. So he's taken 2 hits, 3 hits now. The third one bounced. That last one was from a Leopard PTA, sniping like a boss from the back of the railway line by the looks of it. And Jet just looking for some more opportunities to put some damage into the enemy tanks. Now all he really needs to do here is hold this line, because they've comprehensively won the western side, so they can move forward, and they've won this eastern side, but for some reason they don't want to stay. They're staying on that hill. I guess they're wary of the mouse and of course that IS-3, but they've both taken a lot of damage, and Jet's been the one to do that. From the centre of the map, he's the one that's been chipping away at the health, and as well as these medium tanks. I think these medium tanks, when they were with Jet, they were shooting away at the ones on the hill. Unlucky not to penetrate the shot onto the enemy T-10. And looks like the enemy T-10 is aiming right at the guys on the hill, so Jet takes him out of the game, picks up his first kill and brings the score to a comfortable lead, 7-4. It was 6-3, now it's 7-4. Now he's looking at that mouse again, and boom, kill number 2. Great work there, Jetty, taking out the tier 10 German heavy tank. And now he's having another look over the top of this ridge line. Has he got a shot on that AMX? He does. AMX is giving him his side, and Jet picks up his 3rd kill. That's absolutely awesome. Whilst not worrying about the Skoda, and now he can move forward a little bit. Get another shot into the side of the turret of the Skoda, picking up his 4th kill. An absolute ripper from the centre of Prokhorovka. And now he's looking for another shot. Looking for the IS-3. The IS-3's was showing his side. IS-3's down to 500 hit points, so that won't be the kill shot. Takes him down to 159 hit points, brings his damage up to 4,137, and now he's hoping to get the kill on this tier 8 Russian heavy tank, and he does. That's 5 kills for Jet W, 1999 from What University, Southeast Asian clan. So he does the right thing here. Instead of going straight forward, he crosses the railway line, knowing that if anyone had been down this 6th line, they would have been spotted already. So he uses these dead railway lines, dead railway carriages, uses them for a bit of cover, and starts chipping away at the enemy team. You can see that he's firing premium ammunition now. He's already used up all of his normal standard rounds of ammunition, and now he's got 7 premium rounds. So he'd love to get a kill on that E50 and pick up the top gun, which is exactly what he does. And I think holding back was the right thing to do. If indeed he did hold back, I would probably say that all he was doing was trying to aim the shot. T54E1 takes the Tiger 2 out of the game and wraps it up. A comfortable win in the end, 15-5. After the first half of that game, you would be forgiven for thinking this might be a loss. There was a lot. It was a lot of nobody really took control up until about halfway through that game. But Jet W, 1999 from What University clan, picked up a string of medals, a first-class mastery badge. Unlucky not to get an ace tanker, in my opinion, and you'll see why a little bit later. High caliber tank sniper, because he did do a lot of sniping. That's probably why he didn't get the ace tanker. A lot of those tanks that he shot on the hill weren't being spotted by him, so he had to share the experience that he gained from that. And of course he picked himself up at Top Gun. Comfortably got the top score there, 5,013 hit points of damage, which is a little bit more damage than we saw on the in-game damage counter. That's because some of the tanks weren't spotted when he killed them. 6 kills, 1,240 base experience. Comfortably did the most damage, most kills, most everything on his side. And you can see that he fired 20 shots. 3 of them missed and 15 of them went through. And that was enough to give him 5,013 hit points of damage. Now it looks like from the battle result he might have been try sniping a bit, but he wasn't. He was right up in the midst of it, in the middle. He was lighting tanks, keeping tanks at bay, if you like, in the middle with his heavy tank and shooting at the other ones that the other ones were lighting, because the T-10 doesn't have much gun depression. It's never going to be able to poke over that ridgeline in the middle of the map, but what it could do is shoot into the eastern hill. You can see he lost a few credits there, and that's because he ran out of normal ammunition. No other reason. He had an absolutely awesome game. First class mastery badge from JetW, 1999 from What University Southeast Asian Clan. An absolute ripper of a game. As we move into the second battle in this T10 Tier 9 Russian heavy tank extravaganza. And it's Ravi 18 from Crazy Clan. He's on Tundra this time. Tundra again, XVM, not giving him the best chance to win. Not that I ever really pay attention too much to that. Anyone who knows me will say, look, it's probably only 1 or 2 tanks difference as far as skill level goes. Don't pay too much attention to the chance to win, especially when you're top tier in this big Russian Tier 9 heavy tank, the T10, which used to be the IS-8, which is even more confusing for me. But anyway, here comes Ravi. He's going for the hill in Tundra. And he's trying to get up there. He wants to get his gun working. You can see the Skoda 250 copped a big smack in the mouth. Maybe, I don't think it was from artillery. I think it was probably from the enemy T50. He's moving up to use this rock as a bit of cover and try and put some damage into the T54. But the T54 is armoured quite well. And you can see Ravi has got 2 marks of excellence on this big Russian heavy tank. And he's hugging this rock just in case Artie's looking for him. I don't think it'd be entirely safe from artillery, but look, you might as well try your best to stay away from Artie. It sounds like Artie's just fired. And looks like that he got some spotting damage on that Skoda T52. Something, maybe it was friendly artillery that just fired at that Skoda Tier 9 autoloader. Bit of a slow start. Looking at the mini-map, there's plenty of action happening on this hill. The western side, though, looks to be in a little bit of trouble. I wouldn't panic yet, but looks to be in a little bit of trouble. Looks like there's about 4 enemy tanks running up the one line, maybe 5. And that's only going to be held up by that IS, who looks like he might be out in the open, as well as the T30. And, of course, the artillery and these lower tier tanks that are kicking back here. Now that Tier 6 tank is in the game because he's platooned up with some Tier 7s. And a bit of fail matchmaking there. You can see Ravi's only picked up 1 shot yet, but it's early days. There you go, there's his second shot, taking out the dangerous Tier 9 medium tank, the Leopard PTA. Bringing the score back up 2-3. They're still down by a tank, but luckily for Ravi, he's on full health and he's just getting warmed up. He's picked up 600 hit points of damage, and now he's going to be looking at that Skoda T50. The Skoda T50 quite wisely backs right up. Ravi would love to get another Tier 9 tank out of the game, and he does. So 2 of the top tier tanks on the enemy side have been killed by Ravi. He's just waiting for his gun to reload and looks through that gap, puts a nice shell straight in the middle of the Su-152, the Tier 7 Russian tank destroyer. But his team on the other side are absolutely crumbling. Looks like the enemy side have put a real push up the western side of that map. And so Ravi's going back to make sure he doesn't get capped out. The score's looking pretty diabolical at the moment, with the score on 4-8. Ravi's picked up 2 of these kills, and now it's 4-9. There's that T-34-2, the Tier 8 Chinese medium tank. Keeps the Skoda lit, and artillery takes him out. Narrowly missing our mate Ravi as well. Ravi picks up kill number 3, which brings the score to 6-9, and of course Ravi's got half the kills so far in this game. Looking for a shot on that E1, and he gets it. I didn't think that shot was going to land, but it looked pretty good. Kill number 4. 4 out of the 7 kills now. Over half the kills have gone to Ravi, as Ravi moves up to try and defend his cap from the enemy base. Throws a shot into the side of the French premium heavy tank, and the French premium heavy tank gets taken out by the Waffenträger. Slowly moving up here. He's looking at side shots in the Japanese heavy tank. The big oh-ho. Oh-ho or oh no. And now the KV3 is getting a little bit brave. Ravi bounces that shot with ease as his gun reloads, and he puts a nice shell into the side of the turret of the Tier 7 Russian heavy tank, and he's not sure who's he going to go for. He might as well finish it off. The Pershing does it for him, and now Ravi's looking at the Tiger 2. Going over that ridge isn't really going to help him because his gun depression just isn't there. Does the right thing there, takes out another Tier 9 tank, killing the T-55A, bounces the Tiger again, and now he knows he can put another shell into the Tiger before he reloads. And he's definitely got the hit point advantage. And the T-20, Seagull's the kill, taking out the Tier 8 German heavy tank. I'm sure Ravi won't be too worried about that. That's brought the score back to 11 apiece. Ravi's picked up 3,821 hit points of damage, and now he's going for the kill shots on this Jag as well as the Oho. Jag gets taken out, confirming the top gun for Ravi as the Oho kills the little T-20. Ravi puts a shot straight into the side of the turret, and it's as easy as that for kill number 7. It's 13 apiece now. It's just Ravi in his T10 with the Pershing assisting against that T-54, who's now dead, and now he needs to go after that Tier 9 French artillery piece. He's going to stick with the Pershing here. The Pershing's going in the right direction. 8 kills to Ravi so far. That's a Radley Walters medal, as well as 4,405 hit points of damage. And you just know that he's picked up an absolute shitload of spotting damage as well. You can see he's switched his ammunition to high explosive round. Does 530 hit points of damage, but it looks like that dirty, rotten scumbag artillery has killed himself. He was lost in battle. But all in all, it's not a bad result for Ravi 18 from Crazy Clan in his T10, which is the Tier 9 Russian heavy tank that replaced the IS-8. You can see he's picked himself up an Ace Tanker Mastery Badge, Fire for Effect, the Radley Walter medals for picking up 8 kills, high caliber, and of course the top gun. Have a look at all those tanks that he damaged and killed. An absolute ripper game from our mate Ravi 18 from Crazy Clan, playing on his own this time in his T10. 4,405 hit points of damage, 8 kills, 1,349 base experience, and of course 759 spotting damage, as well as he blocked a little bit of damage. Handy, profitable result too. I don't think he needed to fire any premium ammunition. 48,000. Bottom line profit, that's firing all normal rounds, I think. And the game only went for 6 minutes, but he picked up just about half. Well, he picked up over half the kills. If you think that there are only 14 kills in that game, Ravi picked up 8 of them. Thanks very much, Ravi. Thanks very much, Jet W from Watt University Southeast Asian Clan, for those 2 awesome replays featuring the Tier 9 Russian heavy tank, the T10. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you all next time.